All right. Hey everybody, Makan is here. This video is an overview about Rogue Node Communicator. This add-on is a add-on that communicates between Blender nodes and AI models. With this, you can explain your nodes to any AI models. In this case, I use Gemini 3, or you can bring your nodes as JSN from AI models to Blender, and you can, for example, explain your nodes to AI model and manually improve it with the help of AI if you want. And this works with geometry nodes, compositor nodes, and shader nodes, and nodes for world and for shader, and as well as the objects. Literally, it supports all of the nodes inside Blender. I made it with AI using Python with VS Code, and it's really helping me to make basic shaders pretty well. These are examples of what I've made with this. For example, I added a snow in this version. You can find it in the panel for any nodes that you add. For example, shader, geometry nodes, you can find it here. RNC panel, there is a guide, and you can export your nodes as JSN. For example, it will look like this, and you can send it to your favorite AI models. This is the best way to explain your nodes. Then the AI refine it for you, then you can import it. And there is a template for JSN. You can explain the nodes in more human language in case you want to share it with humans too. It will be like that. It will be easier to understand and read. And there is a template for the human language as well. That's it. There isn't much to it. It's just a communicator between AIs. As you can see, I made this shader here with Gemini 3. It's a cobblestone with a snow on top of it. You can, for example, change the snow as you please, or completely remove it. There is a lot of option here. This is a very good example of a complex shader that you can do with AI. I recorded my process. It's kind of 1 hour, but I fast forwarded so that you guys understand exactly how it is. You also can download it on my GitHub too. Just want to show it. It's available in 2 places, itch.io and my GitHub page. I did bunch of examples, as you can see, and it works. One of them is this cobblestone shader, and Gemini 3 did an absolutely great job. I want to show you guys a real-time-ish workflow of how it works. I kind of fast forward it because it's like 1 hour and a half. Here I'm just explaining. The way it works is, you export from JSN and you send it, for example, to Gemini, and you, for example, explain the changes you want to add. As you can see, it's so capable. This one that I made with Gemini, you can do lots of crazy cool shaders or geometry nodes. I don't know, geometry nodes is a little harder than what you can do with shaders. And the compositor works great too, and the word shaders that you can create a studio environment stuff also works really great. But geometry nodes is a little trickier and harder for Gemini, but it still works. As these AI models improve, by the way, they also get better and better. So let me, for example, show here what I want to do. I'm telling Gemini that I want to add a snow. So we keep, for example, going. This is a long JSN, that's why it's going to kind of takes time. Then we kind of import the changes. Here we got our kind of a snow, but since all of the colors are white, I kind of didn't understand at first, so it took me a little time to understand that I need to change the colors to find out the snow. But here, yeah, I understood that I have to change the colors, and now I'm slowly adding the snow. I need to make it white. And as you can see, I kept playing with it and played with the noise and kept improving it with Gemini. It got better and better and better. I added subdivision, and this subdivision helped to look better. The reason that the colors are not really similar is because of this grain texture. When I bring down the scale, it made it better. If this scale is larger, when you zoom in, you can see the textures properly. I do have it in my render view too, if I can find it. Yeah, this is a render version. Where is it? Shading. One thing also I want to emphasize that there is a specularity and roughness for the dirt, for the stone, for the water, and for the snow as well. As we change it, we get different type of roughness. Yeah, here I'm just playing around and keep adding. Yeah, I'm asking Gemini why, for example, I zoom in, I have these sort of problems. I discovered that I have to fix the grain. One cool thing is also AI is going to change and name all of these nodes for you so that you can understand what's going on. For example, this is a snow noise. These are, for example, a snow blur, a snow cover, stuff like that, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I'm trying to figure out, for example, with the new changes as I'm adding. You know, I'm playing around with the noise for the snow. I asked Gemini, for example, I want to make it better, and Gemini gives me the result. And the temperature one is okay with Gemini 3 for now. It used to be 0.3, but temperature one with URL and Google search enabled, they work just fine. And thinking level high at Google AI Studio, you get 1 million tokens, and that's pretty good enough in my opinion. For free, you can do a lot of stuff with it. We get a new JSN. I mean, I have to go to the next file. Where is it? Yeah, we got a better result here, better noise control, and this is incredibly interesting and fun, that we managed to make a very complex shader. You know, I played around with the rock grain, as you can see here, and it got way better. And as you can see, with help of AI, I managed to make a very complex shader that it could take me 2-3 days at least by watching, for example, Ryan King tutorials about procedural shaders, watching those tutorials and playing around myself and making all of these spaghetti noodles. Could take me like at least 2 days, 8 hours a day to come up with something similar. But with Gemini, I managed to make this happen within 1 hour, less than 1 hour. And this is incredibly useful in my opinion, because you can explain your nodes to AI models, and you also can share it with your friends. You know, you can share the JSN file with your friends, and they just, if they have RNC add-on, they just can import it, and they get the result, you know. And the cool thing is, it works with everything, every node inside Blender. I will bring more example, for example. And if I want to bring more example, well, we have, let's save this, I guess. Come on, save. We have examples of, for example, this very basic animation, sign animation. This was done with Gemini 2.5, but probably Gemini 3 could do a better job. As you can see, I mean, I can bring it to cycle with GPU, the noise, optics, the whole thing is done with AI. For example, the shaders are done with AI, which is not really a big update. We saw the much more complex version. But the cool thing is, this setup, this world environment, as you can see, this is done also with AI. I set up this environment with AI. It's not something that I did it myself. I mean, it's pretty cool that you can set a sky texture kind of thing right inside AI. I mean, here with the word nodes. I mean, this is really cool. This add-on can cover almost anything. And if I go to the compositor, we made okay, let's just render it for the compositor. Very cool. As you can see, this is also done with AI. Sorry. Hello. Sorry, I had some phone call. As you can see, we can play. I made a vignette effect with AI, which is, in my opinion, really cool. All of these nodes are created with Gemini, with the help of Gemini. I mean, we can I don't know how it is, but the vignette is working, and this is really cool in my opinion. More cooler stuff is obviously possible, and we can do lots of crazy cool stuff here. And like everything else, you can export this, then import it, you know. So we can communicate Blender with AI using RNC. RNC is free under GPL license. It's available on itch.io and my GitHub, and you're all welcome to try it. And I think it's really helpful thing, and definitely it's going to help me. I hope that it helps others as well. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope that it's going to help others as well. It's sure it's going to help me. Later. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot to show. I made a tree generator as well. It's not perfect, but it is a base. I mean, geometry nodes is sadly little hard and difficult to work with, but I'm trying to make a tree generator with geometry nodes with RNC, but this is a trunk so far. The other version didn't really work great, putting everything all together, so I thought doing that step by step. I also made I made this before my geometry nodes. No geometry nodes. I made a bunch of geometry nodes that I'm going to release it soon, but I made a hair tool. Hair creator with geometry nodes and grease pencil. This one is using my previous wire geometry nodes that I use with grease pencil, and I turn it to plain cards to make a basic hair for games. You know, I can make, for example, hair using geometry nodes. How is it working? I mean, it works okay-ish. As you can see, it's just like a wire with grease pencil, but here works with 2D plane, and you can erase, you can sculpt it, and one cool thing is that it works with, I have to put it in number 10. You can give it thickness. I mean, you want to add thickness here, you can make it thinner and thicker. It all depends on you. Then you can smooth all of these. All of these cool features works here. And once you are happy, you can with that a special technique, you add another, for example, geometry cube, and you add geometry nodes, and you select this, put it here, and you add a realized instance, I guess it's called, and you make I think grease pencil, curve to mesh. I think it's called curve to mesh. Yes, you make a curve to mesh, a mesh to this, and you also can add relative, and you go to its modifier, you hit apply, and don't select relative for now, just to be sure. We apply, and yep, I picked the wrong version. Then we can go to the shader, and the shader here we can remove all of these. We can go select the hair, and hopefully, I mean, it's not going to work for now because you have to go here, select everything, go to UV map, as pressing U. For example, you do that, just a quick version, you know. When you do this, you can see some results, you know. This is a basic hair, you know, it's not perfect. Certainly it's just a test, but we can create pretty cool hairs with this. And I made this, the whole point is that I made these 90% of it with RNC and Gemini. The radius part was problematic, and I used my previous geometry nodes for that, and it works, and it's pretty helpful. And yeah, I mean, I just want to showcase the usage of this add-on, how you can manage to mix it with AI stuff. So yeah, that's all I can show right now, and I'm really happy with it, and the add-on works. And thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.